Okay, so here's the truth about intermittent fasting. I'm currently doing 16-8, which means 16 hours of the time straight. It has to be a continuous time. For 16 whole hours, I do not eat. I can water fast, I can drink water and other non-caloric liquids, uh, and that's what I do. And then between the 8 hours of window time for eating time, I only eat twice a day. And then I drink plenty of water and my kombucha and things like that. So the truth about intermittent fasting is that it does not only take your action to do the intermittent fasting. It actually contains I think 4 or 5 different facets to it. And I'm going to list them out right now. So basically, what you truly need to do in order to see really full on beautiful success results, and that means that you're losing weight, you're staying healthy, you're not losing any muscle mass, you're basically gaining muscle as you are losing fat, right? So in order to do that, you have to think about number one, right? Make sure that you know when is the best time for you to fast. For me, I want to maximize the time and not really have to think too much about the time. So I do it towards the end of the day for me, which is 6 o'clock. I stop eating after 6, and then I start my eating window time at 10 o'clock. Sometimes if I stop sooner, then I will start eating sooner if I choose to. There are days when I will go 17 hours without even thinking about it twice, which is really great because when you get to that point, you know that you're doing something right because you're not hungry. You're intaking the proper amount of calories, nutrients, minerals, like magnesium, potassium, all of those beautiful things, manganese, all of those things, folate, to make sure that you are not triggering a spike of insulin. So when I am saying you have to make sure that you're picking and choosing and knowing, first and foremost, you have to make sure that you are picking the right hours for yourself for your personal lifestyle. For me, 10 to 6 or 9 to 5 works well. Sometimes I even do 4 to 8 or a little longer, 4 to 9 or something like that. But if you're not doing that, most likely you may not see the kind of result that you're looking for. And that's the truth, because trust me, I've been, throughout my whole 44 years of living, I've been yo-yo dieting and not realizing that I was doing it improperly the whole time because I wasn't, taught right. And back then, the internet wasn't like booming or anything, so I didn't really have that information. But now we have more access, to more resources and people that are actually a testament to these things. And they've become really successful. And for me, personally, I've lost almost 10 pounds over the course of a month and a week. So in 1 month, I've lost almost 10 pounds in fat, not water weight. The reason why I know this is because I gradually lost the weight per ounces throughout time. And then I was like, wait, why isn't this working? But then my body started, my metabolism started really working for me. And I was making sure that, first of all, when you do start eating, you want to make sure that you're not eating anything sugary, because whatever you put first into your mouth when you want to break that fast, breakfast, right? You want to make sure that it's purely protein. And I say this harshly. I don't know what other word could be a better word for it. I really want to emphasize, when you break your fast, you cannot break it with anything sugary, cereals or anything processed. So you want to make sure that it's a very wholesome food, right? For example, you can have eggs, and it is recommended, right? Through a podcast I was listening to on Mel Robbins. I love her so much. I'm not just talking about her. I don't really know her personally, but she's helped me through this a lot, her podcast. So they were talking about how if you keep your diet at a one ingredient food, it'll help you think less about what type of calories you're taking in, right? Because most likely it's organic, and most likely it's a lot healthier for you because it's not processed with other types of, um, foreign type of non-organic compounds or whatever. So you want to make sure you're breaking your fast with protein, whether that's beans or meat or eggs, or even milk protein is still okay. But you do not want to start with anything sugary. That's a no-no. And then doing the fasting, if you really want to maximize the time and the energy that you can put in, you want to make sure that you are also exercising, right? That's another facet that will help you reach your goal a lot faster. Exercising is so important, and a lot of people have this misconception of thinking that they have to join the gym in order to exercise, thinking that they would have to commit about 45 minutes a day or more, right? That's not true. You can actually do your workouts even at work, lifting up your legs or moving up and down or moving side to side, or even taking 5 minutes, something as little as 5 minutes to 10 minutes in the bathroom, at work, on your break time, just making muscle movements and just slowly moving like Tai Chi. And that's something, or yoga or Pilates. That's something that you can actually do using your own personal body weight. And so that's definitely highly recommended by a lot of people that are doing, and it has become successful in this path and journey. So doing that, so exercise, right? Pick your hours properly. The very most important thing is diet. The types of foods that you're intaking. Just because you are fasting does not mean that it's okay for you to go ahead and eat all crappy food throughout the 8 hours that you are able to eat. Because what that's doing is still not, it's going to add and kick up your insulin receptor and making sure that you're like not really your sugar intake or your blood pressure. All of those things are going to take into account if you trigger your insulin by eating a lot of processed food during those 8 hours, eating a lot of sugar, which will spike up your insulin and then making you crash at the end of the day and not really retaining any type of energy. So what I recommend that works for me, and it has worked for me well, is to make sure that you are taking in the minerals that are very important for you to make sure that your heart and your whole muscle and your body and your skeletal muscle, right? Your whole internal muscle mass, all of those things are being fed by purely wholesome foods. You can do your own research on that. I want to make some more videos on that, so stay tuned for that as well. But I just want to make sure that you know that, number one, you've got to make sure you pick out your hours that goes according to your lifestyle. And if you want to be smart about it, make sure that you pick during the hours that you're actually doing less work during the 16 hours so that you can actually, maximize the time, which is sleep time, right? So that also minimizes the you feeling like you want to be tempted to eat something. So if you're sleeping, you're not really going to be tempted to eat anything because you're just resting, which segues, it allows me to go into the next very important facet, is rest. Proper sleep and proper rest plays a huge role in this type of lifestyle. If you're looking into making sure that you really maintain and sustain, right? Because a lot of people will start a diet or start a lifestyle, but they struggle through it because they're not laying out the right foundation. Like building a house, you have to make sure you have the right proper tools and proper materials, right? It's the same thing. So those four facets, those things will definitely help you reach your goal faster, and it will keep you more motivated. You'll find that you're going to have more energy throughout the day, and you'll feel full more for a lot longer. So with that, I want to end on the note of be gentle with yourself, because even if, and you have to have patience. You know, the fifth facet is having patience for yourself and for the lifestyle that you are, you know, journeying through. Like, you really have to know that it doesn't happen overnight. Just like it took time for the fat cells to grow in your body throughout time, right? Sometimes it feels like it happened overnight, and sometimes it can. But it's just this is a gentle reminder to let you know that you have to be gentle with yourself. You cannot blame, it's not the time to blame yourself or anybody else in your life for where you're at this moment, right? And this can apply to other people. You don't have to be a perimenopausal woman to follow these tips. You know, you will find that you will become successful in it. You just have to stick to it and just make sure that you're doing it with heart, and that you know that you're doing it for yourself. So everyone's time will vary, but you will know what is best for you, and only you can tell you what to do. So with that, I love you guys. I hope that you take heed in my personal life experience tips, especially with this lifestyle. You will love your life more, and it will also make you feel like you have something to live for. So if you like my content, you can go ahead and check out my channel. I am here to help uplift women, mostly women, especially perimenopausal women and menopausal and postmenopausal women, to make sure that you ladies know that you are not alone, and I want to make you feel like you're less alone. I can never make you feel completely not alone. That's something that you have to dig deep for yourself. But know that here is one of your sister that loves you very much, and that you can do it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Okay? So I'll see you on my channel. Bye.